Last year, Razer opened their own digital game store called Razer Game Store, aiming to provide another platform for gamers to purchase titles. After 10 months of operation, Razer are calling it quits. In a statement on the gaming store website, Razer shares the closure of Razer Game Store. As of February 28, 2019 at 1 AM PST time, the online storefront will be closing its digital doors. In the short announcement, the reason for the closure is due to the company's realignment plans. Those who may be worried about their existing pre-orders can feel reassured, as according to the website, those pre-orders will still be carried out, while games that have been purchased for other platforms such as Steam, Origin and Uplay will still be valid as long as you have redeemed your code prior to the closing date of the Razer Game Store on February 28th, which was also stated in the FAQs. Developer Exile has announced they'll be launching an extended enhanced version of its RPG The Bard's Tale 4 Barrows Deep in June this year. The additions of the advanced version of The Bard's Tale 4 Barrows Deep will be so extensive that it will be known as the Director's Cut Edition. In a Kickstarter backer post, Exile's Paul Marzagali has explained the extent of the Director's Cut version. Patch 2.0 or the Director's Cut is slated for June this year. It will feature a number of updates and additions to the game. One major feature is the Royal Necropolis of Hernhill Dungeon. Players will travel to Canistea. Players will be able to uncover the nature of Tarjan's treachery and undo the catastrophe that has befallen the tomb of the dwarves' greatest hero, Gerwin. The Bard's Tale 4 Patch 2.0 sets to bring master-crafted gear, dwarven weapons, new character portraits, and a brand new intro, improved level art, and a quality of life improvement in the form of inventory filtering, which has been much requested by players. Those who aren't keen on puzzles can opt to bypass them by using the new Song of Exploration. Patch 2.0 The Director's Cut is set to release in June 2019. Developer Red Hook Studios have shared a new trailer for their upcoming sequel to their Lovecraftian-inspired RPG, Darkest Dungeon. In an article by PC Gamer, Red Hook explored a few details about the upcoming installment. Fans will be glad to know that the combat system will be returning in the sequel with a significant tune-up mechanically, but the game gets a completely different metagame structure. For now, there's no release date for the Darkest Dungeon 2, but you can sign up for Red Hook's Studios mailing list to get news and updates for the Darkest Dungeon 2. The original Darkest Dungeon is available on PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PS Vita. We're edging ever closer to the launch of Sekiro. In just over a month, the new From Software IP will be released. Until then, the developer is ready to tease more of the epic bosses that will grace the game, this time featuring Lady Butterfly in their latest trailer. Sharing another enemy, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice on the PlayStation YouTube channel, we get a glimpse of boss Lady Butterfly. While this appears to be an elderly woman, she is not to be underestimated. Armed with twin daggers, she's definitely a cut above the rest. Her movements are fluid and agile. With a snap of her fingers, she summons her deadly weapons with ease. She can also attack from heights, unlike Sekiro, who will need to physically grapple structures using his prosthetic arm. Lady Butterfly seems to stand on illusions mid-air, which look like thin wires, making her quite an aerial boss. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice will be releasing on March 22nd, 2019 on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC. New details revealing the Outer Worlds loading screens shows that choices made in-game will not only affect narrative, but will be echoed in the loading screens. Obsidian have shared a few details about the plot of their upcoming sci-fi RPG The Outer Worlds. We had learned that the title would not follow the usual open world structure instead of having one entire world to roam, but two planets that exist on the Halcyon system. One planet called Terra and one called Monarch, but these two worlds do not get along. Essentially, the people in Terra do not like the people who live on Monarch, so they make propaganda films to sell to the people why it's bad there. These artworks really reflect the situation between Terra and Monarch, and the loading screens will definitely remind you that these worlds run by corporations are not harmonious. Players' choices will affect the artwork shown during the loading screens, reminding players of their actions. The developer, the game makers of the action beat-em-up Fury, announces a sci-fi adventure RPG called Haven. A new project has been teased in a short trailer featuring the sci-fi project Haven, described as an adventure RPG that is about everyday love, rebelling against the rules, and also food, a game that can be played solo or with a special someone. The narrative follows a pair of lovers who escaped to a lost planet, and the only thing that matters to them is to stay together. According to the Steam page, the game makers have been working on the game for over a year, and are ready to reveal a teaser trailer that shows the couple effortlessly gliding in front of a mountainous backdrop, taking a quick smooch before carrying on their exploration. While the video is short, it does preview the romantic storyline. But it's not all long stares and holding hands. Screenshots from the developer's website reveal that there are beasts to battle and campsites to set up. Haven is set to release on Steam in 2020 and console at a later date. The upcoming ARPG Warhammer Chaosbane gets a new trailer featuring the merciless dwarf slayer in action. A new video features the character Braggy Axebiter, a dwarf that wields, yes you guessed it, dual axes. Known for his survival through fights against trolls, he now earns himself the name of Dwarf Slayer. The feature shows him spinning his way through mobs, taking down numerous foes with ease using his double axes. The backstory of this fighter shares that although he doesn't want to go on living, he will not end his life dishonorably, but instead charging into new fights to earn himself a heroic death. Axebiter himself talks about a few of his abilities, which include calling on his ancestors for power and bloodlust, which releases powerful spinning axes in all directions. Players can literally take Braggy Axebiter for a spin when Warhammer Chaosbane releases on June 4th. Those who order the special edition will have early access on May 31st. Chaosbane releases on Xbox One, PS4 and PC. The NPD Group, a marketing research company, reveals in the United States both Kingdom Hearts 3 and Resident Evil 2 did really well upon release, hitting the best-selling games in January. The Kingdom Hearts franchise has had a history of chart topping since April 2006, when Kingdom Hearts 2 was released. Kingdom Hearts 3 set a new record for their own franchise, reaching 2.5 times more sales than Kingdom Hearts 2. They also managed to ship 5 million copies worldwide. Capcom's Resident Evil 2 also had a good launch, making 3 times more in sales revenue than the original game. Resident Evil 2, the original, launched back in January 1998. While the Resident Evil 2 remake didn't quite claim top spot for the month, they did still gain second place for January. Other close contenders for the beginning of the year included New Super Mario's U Deluxe and Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Red Dead Redemption 2 is still in the top 10 for January as well. Fans of the RPG free-to-play game Path of Exile have been awaiting its release, first being announced for a launch in December last year and then postponed to a February launch. We now get news that the PS4 release will launch in March 2019 and find out more of why it's been postponed. The release was intended to launch following the last expansion Betrayal in December but was delayed. In an article by GameSpot with Managing Director of Grinding Gear Games, we learned more about why the release has been delayed. According to the article, the developers decided to hold the release for PS4 to give it some more time. While the game is well on its way, according to Wilson, the team felt further improvements could be made. As the process to release games on PS4 can be quite drawn out, the date for the release has now been set for March. The console debut release will have all the DLCs currently available, including Synthesis, which releases on March 8th for other platforms. Path of Exile is now expected to release on PS4 in March 2019. Well, that's it for the week in the wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supportive benefits, and Bunny writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us for news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness. Follow us on social media for all the latest and greatest. The more followers we get, the larger of the army of the Fexers grows.